And that's on technology.
Hashtag Curry's price. I don't know.
Remember Curry's PC World?
Yeah.
Oh, those were the days. Anyway.
Welcome to the Horror Hour.
I see dead.
We all go a little mad. Forget you.
You are on the dark night. Here's Johnny. Go at me, Jamie. It's all for you.
Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour. It's the place where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. I'm one of your hosts, George, and today I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts. We have Liam.
Hello, my darling dear. How is my little tan demon?
I'm wonderful, thank you, and feeling bronzed. We also have Yutaka. Good evening.
Hi, Orange, you glad to see me?
Oh, it's like the comedy club in here this evening, guys. But no, today we are here to talk about things that bore us within the horror space. So, by this could be a particular project. It could be a horror trope. It could be a genre. Just something recently that maybe you've seen horror or just thought about recently that you're like, do you know what? I'm kind of bored of this now. I'm over it. Let's stop. So I think there's only one person to start with because he loves to let us know when he's got an opinion. Liam, take us away.
Oh, I assumed you were going to Yutaka.
No, because you tell us when things are shit.
Yes,
well,
I do.
When he thinks they're shit, doesn't mean they're shit.
True.
No. If I say they're shit, they're shit.
You also said Opus was great, and we've seen the consensus on that.
I didn't say Opus was great. I said Opus was really fun, and it was in line with the menu. And I am not changing my opinion on that. It is just as atmospheric as the menu, and it's just as funny as the menu. It isn't a shot as well as the menu, and the acting isn't as good.
Right now, I'll agree with that too.
As a movie, Opus was fun.
Okay.
I will die on that hill, and I'm fine with that. I am sick of cheap jump scares. I think they're just getting overdone at the minute. I just think at the minute, a lot of main horror franchises and stuff like that are relying too heavily on jump scares instead of like putting the work in, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since Conjuring 2, the Conjuring franchise as a whole has just relied on jump scares.
Mm-hmm.
The Nun, Annabelle's, Conjuring 3. Like there isn't original scares like there was in the first one. Well, first two. Like, yes, they had jump scares, but they were like slightly different to the usual jump scares, which is what I'm saying. Like, jump scares are fine if they're like done in a new or different or fun way. I don't think anyone's really doing them in a new or fun way anymore. I just think it's very generic.
Okay. George, are there any jump scares as of recent that you haven't enjoyed?
Haven't enjoyed. Not that I can think of. Like, I'm quite a big fan of jump scares. Like, I just think they're fun, and I don't kind of take them on. I know a lot of people go, "Oh yeah, they can be overused," and I guess they can to a point. But I was just like, when it's a jump scare, I'm just like, and after I'm like, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, because it's like it is a trope of horror, but it's one that I don't necessarily have a problem with, and I love fake out jump scares, and I don't know. I think, I didn't really have an issue with them per se, but I do understand that some films can rely on them personally. What do you in particular, Yutaka, or are you not?
I guess I mean, I totally agree with Liam. I want a jump scare to be earned.
Yeah, that's like, if it's earned.
No, I totally get it.
Yes,
so
I'm in.
I'm trying to think about what's a recent jump scare? Like, well, okay. I will say, because I don't think either of you have seen Smile. There was one jump scare in Smile that I thought was really well done, and that got me.
You mean Smile 2?
Oh, okay. I am talking Smile then. So you
okay, because I was going to say we've seen Smile.
Oh,
Smile
okay.
2 we haven't seen.
I think it was the one with a therapist where she like looks over and like jumps over the like that.
Yeah.
I like that was a great one, but a lot of that film and a lot of the second one though too, it can become a little predictable, and I hate that. Although I did love 2 much more. I loved 2 better than 1, or loved it more because I did not like 1. But I will say, yeah, it definitely, yeah, just depends. I think a lot of jump scares as of late have just formulaic. Like you can see when it's coming. You can predict it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I want to go back to the time when a jump scare was a jump scare. It wasn't, oh, well, they're doing this with the camera, so we're going to get a jump scare in a second.
And don't ramp up the music, like, unless it's a fake out, I guess, but, surprise us.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I'm sick of being able to... I'm sick of the signals.
Mm-hmm.
It's all signaled now. It's signaled in the score. It's signaled it. They always use it, the camera in a certain way.
I will say
always
that
point things out prior.
One that, I mean, it wasn't necessarily the jump scare. It was the faux out of the jump scare that I really enjoyed. And again, it's not like recent, but I always think like I will remember it. Is the one in Scream 5 with Wes and like him like I really love that scene. Like it's like
but that went on because that went on for so long.
Yeah,
I don't.
But it was very good,
really,
and it was something new. I thought I don't think we'd really seen.
It went on for so long.
I enjoyed that it went on for so long because I just thought it was different, and that's what I want. I want something different.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, jump scares is a snoozer for Liam. Well,
yes.
Yutaka, why don't we move over to you? What is something horror recently or just at all?
Exorcism movies right now.
Oh,
there are way too many. Seriously, way too many.
Yeah, straight out.
Yeah, I've been waiting on that one because doing like the last 2-3 years we've had Russell Crowe in 2 different exorcism films.
Yeah.
Playing the same character, even though he's like they're not named the same, but they were the same.
No, don't get me wrong. I think a lot of people enjoyed the Pope's Exorcist just because it was silly, and I'll give that because that is funny. Watched him on that little. Is that a motor? Is that a moped?
I didn't watch it.
But like, I'm like, oh my god,
I don't have time for a Russell Crowe Exorcist movie.
That The Ritual. What else do we have?
We had the
Deliverance.
Yeah,
The Deliverance was good until it wasn't. But
you had obviously the Exorcist movie, and then you had what was it? The two nun ones. They're basically the same thing as well. The Immaculate and the First Omen. I think they kind of lead into that genre of like religious horror.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say religious horror. I specifically mean like exorcisms, possessions. Because I think Immaculate
the First Omen is definitely
the First Omen. Oh,
that scene alone and outside is a possession.
What? But she was giving birth, wasn't she?
Yeah, but
that's not being possessed. That there's a difference between being possessed by the devil or carrying the devil's baby. Those are two different things.
Yeah, but the way she was reacting, no normal person is going like snapping their back off.
She was trying to push that sucker out.
She was letting a demon escape her vagina. I don't think we as men should be saying what is right for a woman to be doing while she is letting a demon exit her vagina.
First of all, calm down a second, activist. Second of
Like,
all,
I'm
what I'm
just
saying
like,
is she had like her eyes rolled back, like she was in some sort of trance. She
Okay,
like
this
in the scene,
wasn't-
she's in a trance. Like,
possessed by the devil again. Like,
listen, she's got a little bit of the devil in her, so
she does, but again, that wasn't changing her actions or what she was doing.
I would class that as a moment, and that's just me.
Oh, a moment. That wasn't the theme of the movie, though. So, but okay. I'm just stating. I mean,
I haven't seen either,
Exorcist
so I don't care.
in general.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Exorcist
no, I'm with you.
absolute shit. Absolute shit. Now, could Mike Flanagan do something with the franchise? I hope. But, you know.
And we're getting a break, so
Yeah. So yeah, that's
fingers crossed.
I'm good. We don't need any more Exorcist films or exorcisms.
Yeah.
There's another one.
I'm
too.
fine with you.
They're like
I've stopped watching
Well, they
them.
have so many of those like B
Wasn't
movies.
there the
that are all
action one
exorcism.
too, where the chick was like, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I swore like her mother was possessed once, and she joined like this elite. I don't know. It almost seemed like a fighting movie or like an action movie, but it was horror. I can't remember the name of it. It was bad.
There's a lot of horror out there.
There are just so many that are coming out.
Yeah.
I can't remember seeing anything like that.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so it's a put your crucifixes up for the Exorcism movies there from Yutaka. That was a cute little pun. Okay, so I'm gonna go with my
Glad you thought
my thing is, and we did actually realize as I was watching last week's episode, I was like, I did actually sort of mention it then. Stephen King remakes.
Oh,
and Stephen King
yeah.
just don't. I don't think they've ever really worked.
No.
Apart, I guess you could say were very successful, and yeah, it was good. But
There's a handful of successful.
And maybe The Mist. Okay.
But it's one handful.
The Mist, clock that tea.
You're not getting a basket full.
No, and I think recently it's definitely been on the lesser side of good. So
I have hope for the 100-mile walk or whatever it's called. The walk?
Yeah.
Is it just called
the long walk?
The long walk.
The long walk. Like, I have hope for it. The trailer was intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not running out the door to go and see it, if I'm being honest. I'll see it.
I'm excited for the Carrie remake, the series.
Yeah, I'm also not excited for that.
Yeah,
that cast has me really excited.
I'm intrigued by it, definitely. But maybe that's because it's more Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was Pray for the Devil. Mm-hmm. That was the movie I was thinking of.
And yes.
But no, I don't know, because there's some Stephen King remakes that I really enjoy. I'll tell you, I hate any of the remakes of The Stand. None of them have been good. I'm sorry. And I know that's like because I think Mick Garris did the TV miniseries. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But I also read the book and I loved the book. So I think that's anytime you've either seen the movie before the book or maybe read the book, like it changes how you're sometimes viewing what comes after.
Your perception, yeah.
And but I loved Needful Things, loved Misery.
Mm-hmm.
Misery,
I did also enjoy I enjoy more of the older things. The newer ones are not as great. I am excited about for Welcome to Derry, but I don't know if that's necessarily based off any of his work or if it's just based off
on the characters and like the.
I think it's just based on the character, isn't it?
Yeah,
the world.
Yeah. So, wasn't The Cell also one? That's the one with John Cusack. Yeah. That was a bad one. That was bad.
Yeah. There was I like The Mist. I know that's not everyone's favorite, but I enjoyed that film for what it is.
I'm shocked if people don't like The Mist. The Mist was, what I really enjoyed? They did a TV adaptation of The Mist, and I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the TV adaptation of The Mist.
I was bummed when that got canceled. Loved the
same.
cast. I thought it was still kind of pulling, like it was similar to the story, but also not completely like the movie. So that was nice that they were kind of, you know, blazing their own trail with that. I really enjoyed it.
But was it?
Yeah.
So was there going to be a second series of it or something?
It got
Yeah.
low ratings.
Got cancelled though. Yeah.
So though, but where did it end? Like, is it expanded from just the shop?
It's expanded from just the shop. It's like the whole town.
Oh right, okay. It's not that story. It's just the
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah.
It's because most of them are like holed up in a mall, and then you've got another group that's at a church. But you do have that like religious aspect where there is somebody who thinks it's divine intervention and all this.
Yeah.
So, but I really enjoyed it. I think since they were doing a TV format, I think they definitely knew how to expand on. Yeah.
No, I would agree with that.
Harden, who was in the film.
Yes, she was the church lady.
The church
Miss
lady.
Carmody, is that her name? Carmody, Mrs. Carmody. But yeah, she's probably one. I think she's typically that character is like voted at least in the top 5 anytime I see like horror villains or people you can't stand to see on screen. Like Marsha K. Harden did that role justice. Because I don't know anybody who liked her. Everybody was happy to see. Spoiler, you know, we were ready for it.
And the music at the end is just so good. I listened to that. The host of like Sabine, or is it whatever it is, like the vocals at the end of the film. So good. But yes, so I just think we could have a break the same way we need a break from The Exorcist. I think we need a break from Stephen King.
I would agree, but we're not getting one anytime soon.
Do you know what I would really like? Why can't we invest in some Stephen King great horror games, PlayStation console games, adaptations? Like imagine a great like noir, like sort of, you know, like exploring the Overlook Hotel and like PlayStation and. Because they always kept saying, like, oh, we're going to make a Scream. Like, the only game that I think, like, you know, you got Friday the 13th, but that didn't obviously last in Texas Chainsaw. Didn't like, I'd love some great narrative games based on horror properties rather than just, like, match.
Oh, go run around and escape somewhere.
Yeah.
That, you know,
like an Until Dawn Scream style thing. Do you know what I mean? Like a Choose Your Path.
Yeah.
Or even Final Destination.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Final Destination.
That could be fun. I think
narrative Final Destination would be really fun.
Yeah,
but no, I guess I could kind of see a narrative game based off like works of Stephen King. It would just be interesting because
a Carrie game would be so cool.
Yeah, but see, again, a lot of us already know the story, so it'd be interesting to see how they would do that. And when you think about those choose your own adventures, I mean, they would have to create. It would almost be like they would have to make up a whole nother story in a sense based on your actions. So I don't know if it would. It could be good, but I don't know. I feel like that could. Then
you could market it though. Is then like you could
get. What if you change the ending and people are like, oh fuck that, that's stupid.
But what if they got like Stephen King to create like a fun alternative ending because he's all he does he writes out books every bloody week. That man, so he's not exactly. It's not like he doesn't have the. And then it could be like, you know, with a brand new like alternative storyline from the mind of Stephen King.
Can I ask you? And this. I think Liam might know where I'm going with this. A lot of the time, Stephen King likes to
over-egg the pie.
Yeah, he also can't end any of his books. They're all awful endings.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. But I will say, though,
I'm with you,
it comes to like TV or film projects, he is heavily invested. And I think that sometimes that starts to blur. And it's, you know, he'll take a little bit more creative control. And I think that's sometimes where it's not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I wouldn't say that about all.
Step back. Just get step back, Stephen. I mean, like, look, he hated Kubrick's The Shining. But he thinks the one that he was involved with is amazing. The one that flopped and no one liked. I think that, like, that shows you the level.
You mean the one that was on TV?
Yes.
The 3-part miniseries? I mean, it didn't do. I don't think it did the best ratings, but I think it was more. I think it told the story more, I guess, because there's a lot to that book. There's a lot.
I mean, yeah.
And I do think that I remember the miniseries. I also like Steven Weber, so maybe that's why. But it wasn't terrible. But ratings wise, I'm pretty sure it was a flop.
Yeah.
Like they weren't happy about it. But
and that's because Steven got involved.
Yeah, probably. But I still enjoyed it. I remember it back then. I don't think I loved it, but I was watching it when it aired. So
yeah.
And it was like 6 hours.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the Stephen stuff, there's loads that I just don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so mine is let's just have a little pauser on Stephen King for now, and then we can revisit him in a few years. It's fine.
Here go our Welcome to Derry screeners. They weren't going to give us those.
So Liam, why don't we go back to you for another pick?
My next pick is tween horror. I'm sick of them either A, dumbing horror down, or B, under cooking the violence to make sure it's tween appropriate. Like, give me the horror.
Would you like
I
to give
don't
some
want
examples.
Five Nights at Freddy, Megan. They're just like very recent examples of great horror franchise things that could have been great for horror that were dialed down.
Goosebump more. Like act like Goosebumps rather than like a horror film.
They're like they're coming across more as like a Goosebump than an actual horror film.
Okay, so something like Fear Street, except Prom Queen, because we don't count that shit.
Well, no, because to be fair, even Fear Street was like more adult than
they were teens.
What it had any right to? No. I'm not saying a film with teens. I'm saying tween, as in the genre.
I mean, that was still marketed towards tweens, but okay.
But it still had Fear Street, for example, with that example, it still had the violence. It still had that kind of stuff. I'm talking about films that you could clearly tell were made with more violence in mind, but when you watch the final product, they've toned it all down to let younger people in to see the film.
Yeah, well, Megan was an example of that.
Yeah, you could clearly tell Megan was made with more violence in mind.
Yeah,
and you could clearly because they released
audience and make sure you make your budget. To be fair, and Five Nights at Freddy's has always been geared towards a younger audience. So I think they were just all happy because one, I hated Five Nights at Freddy's, but I think people were just happy to see the product realized to life.
And all the cameos.
Yeah, even though the creator is kind of problematic, but Google that. I'm not going to go into that.
So
controversy free here.
May have or may not have donated to a certain political party who's currently in power.
Oh dear. Okay, well, Liam, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any final outline things to finish it off?
No, just stop. Just stop hiding. If it's a horror film, just don't hide the kill. Don't make the kill be at the corner of the screen where we can't really see the fucking kill, and it's just in shadow. No, fucking show us.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, hold up. Well, wait.
Mm-hmm.
So no. So you just don't like PG-13 rated horror?
No.
Okay.
Because you can get PG-13 horror that does still show the kills. Oh, there's a man under there.
No, I was getting the ring that fell though.
Show me your hands real quick. Okay, got it. Maybe if it keeps falling, maybe just set it on the desk.
No, it only fell once. That was early. I just hadn't picked it up from before.
Yeah, you can get PG, but you can get PG-13 horrors where you still see things. It's just, I think,
Like Wednesday.
now, recently, yes. But recently they've been making things that instead of, to get that PG-13 rating, instead of being clever with the kills, to get the kills still on screen, but not in a R-rated way. But now they just don't want to put the effort in. So instead of being like, right, let's film the kill, they're like turning the camera like that.
It still could be.
And then you see the shadow. And I'm like,
what if it's budgetary restraints? And then instead of, say, they start showing the kills, and then it's all CG stuff. I know how you are about CG blood.
If the CG blood's shit, then yeah.
Most of it is. Name a good movie that had CG blood that you were like, you know what, that was passable, or okay, I didn't realize it was CG. I'm just okay. I
only noticed the bad CGI blood.
That's like true. That's fair. That's fair. And sometimes it is real bad. Yeah. That's fair. Okay. All right.
That fucking that bloody Grinch one.
I know. That's kind of why I was like, and guess what? That was rated R.
That was just I could not believe what they would do. Like the blood didn't even move. They just had a PNG file of blood splatter and put it on the video and just had it at the bottom of the screen. I was like,
oh dear.
You can't even find an animated blood splatter. Like, what are you doing? I was so mad. I was so mad at that film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Liam. That was wonderful. Yutaka, why don't we go back to you for something new?
Okay. I guess something that this is my opinion as well, because I got to state that because I know people are going to hate this. I am kind of annoyed with legacy characters being brought back over and over and over, and no risk or reward in a sense. Like we need payoff because, and I'm going to use a good example. Halloween's a great one. Think about how many times Jamie Lee Curtis has come back. No, I know. I'm going to bring that up too. But think about it. Jamie Lee Curtis has been back so many times. And you know what?
And spoiler alert, she literally died.
I know. But you know what?
Back.
When that happened, that was great because like, you know what? I appreciate that. Take that risk. And then, of course, they redid the franchise, which I'm not mad at too because, well, I love the first two. That third one was shaky. That third one was real shaky, except when the kid bounced. That was hysterical. That was like 10 out of 10 no notes, you know?
Wonderful. Exactly. Kill kids.
It was so
Down
funny.
with children.
It was so funny.
I'll not say what I wanted to say there. I'll get wrong again.
However, Scream's another big example. Obviously, here's what we're going to see for 7. People are excited. Some people are upset. I get it. I'm kind of with you on that. But I will also say they're going to bring her back. And we already know you're not going to kill her off. You're not.
Yeah.
So same thing with, sorry, Liam. Same thing with Gail. You're not going to kill her off. So what do we do here? You know? So that gets stale. So that's why I will also say I am nervous for I Know What You Did Last Summer. Because we're bringing legacy characters back.
Yeah.
And to be fair, they're bringing back the ones like we want Carla.
Yeah.
That's who we want.
Yeah.
I mean, they still could be actually really good. But I'm just saying that makes me nervous because again, I
I'd be fine if they killed Ray.
Yeah, I know. Same thing with Julie, though, too. But that's what I'm saying. I want high stakes. Make us, or if you don't kill him, freaking maim them.
What
Something.
if
Something like,
at
okay,
the end
chop
of this
off my
new
hand.
one,
Mhm.
what if at the end of this new one, the end of it is Helen Shivers wakes up in bed, being like, "Oh, I can't believe I've been dreaming about Julie when Julie got murdered running through my shop." And you're like, "Oh,
Okay, that would
I
be
still know, and I know the sequels. The sequels, they were all a dream." We're doing Dallas territory here.
How dare you? Because I still know what you did last summer was great.
Okay, but if we do that though, can we see a recreated sequence with Jennifer Love Hewitt? I kind of would like to actually now see that.
Yeah,
Wait, I
Yeah.
kind of want to see that. But that's where I'm going because same thing. Exorcist Believer brought a legacy character back. However, even though that movie was shit, they did maim her.
I know. I thought they were going to kill her, and I was like, Slay.
And that's okay. Like, that's what I want to see. Like, if you're going to do that, be effective.
Although they did do it with this with Dewey, and then people didn't like it.
And that kind of annoyed me because I thought he went out and he did make a stupid move. You know, again, we already saw in the third one, he should know, shoot him in the head. However, that was still a cool scene. I think it was a very nasty, gnarly kill. So it felt... It was really cool. And I know the trailers gave it away. That I was annoyed with. But had I not seen the trailer, I would have been furious, I would have been upset. But it's still such a great, like, again, real stakes, I don't know.
And also from a narrative perspective, it had to happen because, of course, if they wanted to have, like, Sydney coming at the end, there was no way she was just going to turn up.
Exactly.
Without that happening. Like, she was like, nah, I'm all right. So...
supposedly have this bond, but screw these kids and the sixth one, you know, and we know why, obviously paid disputes, but I'm just stating when 7 comes out, I have a really bad feeling that it's just going to be everybody else gets murdered, but they're safe. And obviously they're going to I think they've already said it's going to be like a new trilogy, which again, I'm going to move this into the category too. Sorry.
Yeah. No, go on.
Stop announcing if it's going to be a trilogy. Just stop it. Please. It ruins all fucking excitement. Do you guys remember when there actually used to be cliffhangers at the end of a
cliffhangers
movie?
were wonderful. They were a wonderful time.
Oh my God. Like,
beautiful.
And then you were just like
Cinema.
on the edge of your seat. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Are they really, you know, and then like maybe 2 weekends later or 3, like a month later, like we're in production for the next one. That would be like, oh my God, you know? So I don't know. Sorry.
I missed that time.
I know I gave 2, but I really have I just stop bringing back legacy characters if you're not really going to do something that makes us be like, oh, like here's another good example. So people don't think I'm just biased because of, you know, my thoughts about Scream 7. Nightmare on Elm Street did it too. Nancy came back and was in the third one, but they killed her off. But then they brought her back for the 6th one. However, they flipped that script and made it, you know what? It was all a movie and this is real life now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's actually unique, original. And actually, Wes Craven's New Nightmare is probably the best.
And let's not forget Sally in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Netflix film.
They did, but oh God, she had to go. She had to go at that point. And at least she went. So I give them props. Again, that was real stakes. You know, and Friday 13th.
Waiting all that time.
Friday 13th has brought back many legacy characters, only for them to get dispatched. And I'm like, again, I appreciate that. I just want to see movies if they have sequels or all this. I just want it to feel like nobody's above being got. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. I get that.
I'm fine with that.
Fire 4. Love you, Sienna, but
listen, some people need to be the chopped. Okie dokie. Well, thank you very much. So I'm going to go with my next one, which is it's going to people be like, what? It's let's stop paranormal found footage movies.
On the all.
So
it's all found footage movies paranormal.
No. Say that one more time again, George.
So I would like us to stop paranormal found footage movies. I think we've had some great ones now, and we don't need any more. Wow. I think we need new types of found footage, like supernatural.
This coming from George is really impressive.
I'm shooketh.
I just think if you look, like, honestly, the other day I was on, like Prime, like looking
I'm
at.
a little stunned.
Okay. And they're all called fucking the tapes
Paranormal
of Eleanor
Recovery.
The tapes of Eleanor Roosevelt, and you're like, all right, the possession.
The tapes of Eleanor Roosevelt.
I'll be sure that, or be like,
shut up. That's not
paranormal tapes. Tapes of the paranormal.
Yeah, I know, it's like
the paranormal was taped.
Yeah, and I'm just like, we need to, like, Paranormal Activity did that, and we've had some great ones. Stuff like, obviously, Hell House, I absolutely adore. But I think Grave Encounters another great one. But I just think that for most parts now, for example, there's that new one that's come out with those two YouTubers, and I'm just like, now it's all.
But we haven't seen that though.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's just an example of like, oh yeah, okay, great found footage. I'm excited, but it's also like, it's just the same. I feel like that's the only found footage type of movies we get these days. Wow. I would like some, like Chronicle was an amazing found footage movie.
Yeah, but okay. So again, because I'm playing both angles at times.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? Well, you remember last episode I said there were multiple like found footage films that come. Well, I feel like there's one every month, but there were a couple that came out, and I said one was really bad. Yeah. And yeah, it's out. So I can go ahead and confirm, which, wow, hold up. The rating on IMDb is a 9 out of 10. These people are on crack. It's called The Patterson Project, or found footage, the making of the Patterson Project.
Oh, I've heard of this.
It's like a horror comedy found footage. It's very interesting.
Yes.
It's a mockumentary, so I get it. And as I was watching it, but here's the thing. Biggest thing in any movie, not just horror, don't be boring.
Stop being boring, guys. We're here for fun.
So if you're talking and people are just on their phones and not looking at you or engaging, same thing with the movie.
I was looking at the fucking bloody film.
I'm giving you shit.
Trying to actually be engaging with you and know what you were talking about.
It's nice to see he's even paying attention during the found footage section of the conversation. That's all we can ask for. But yeah,
you know what? He's right, Liam. I should applaud.
I'm hanging out my ass. I don't want to talk. I didn't want to be chatting shite about found footage, right? Can you just speed this up?
So. Yeah.
All right, that's fair. Yeah. No,
I had far too much gin for this conversation.
But yeah, I would just like some other types of horror genre when it came. Like one of the found footage films I really enjoyed was Cereal, Milk and Cereal. Was it Milk and Cereal?
I haven't seen that. I need to watch that.
Really, really good. I really enjoyed
Creepy
that
poster.
Yeah, and great. And again, short, maybe like 1 hour, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 20 minutes. Stunned. I think all found footage movies should be no longer than an hour and a half.
Oh, wait, I told you about the one I recently saw that I loved. Troll Hunter.
Love Troll Hunter, yes. I thought it was going to be something
horrible, and I was wrong. 100% wrong. That's like a good 4 out of 5 film. That was just spectacular in a sense. I was not expecting it.
Like Cloverfield, like I love Alien, sort of like
I love Cloverfield.
Yeah, like I feel like that. There's so many other avenues to explore.
Finally, I can be involved. Cloverfield, I need another one.
I think we've all been wanting another one. They just can't seem to commit.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams. First, you ruined the Star
fucking
Wars
J.J. Abrams,
and then
he ruined Star Trek first.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, but yes, that's mine. Okay, Liam, do you have one final one for us at all? More if you do. But if you do, that's
I do. Well, I don't know how to say it because it's not.
I love it when you can't verbalize things.
So,
that sounds dirty.
I'm sick of Final Girls.
Mm-hmm.
I want more
Oh, you want more final
diversity
boys?
in the category.
Some more final boys, more
Final
final
days.
days.
Final boys, theys, gays, like women of color. I mean, let's be real. 99.9% of final girls are mousy, brunette, white ladies who don't deserve to live. Julie James. I want the trope to evolve. I want the trope to evolve. But hell, see, that's the thing. Yes, that might be a white woman, but a white girl, but she still doesn't meet the trope because she's tenacious, she's mouthy, she's
not diverse.
You never get like that. No, she's not diverse. But I've just said I don't want the. I'm sick of the mousy, brown-haired, quiet girl. I want other types.
That seems very specific and very pointed.
So, literally, that's what 99.9% of them are. I just want more.
I
want change in the final girl trope.
Yeah.
I want final boys. I want final gays. I want final lesbians. Like, I want everyone.
Yes, it would
except white women. I'm sick of them.
It would
unless they're a lesbian, then they can survive.
Like some of our favorite horror films, I'll be honest, are from the 80s, early 90s. Well, no, mid 90s. We'll go that. And you could still see they were a product of their time because they're very they lack so much. Mm-hmm. Like point in case, I love Scream to death, but that was white.
Was
the series in
as white as George underneath that
for the most part. But no, it's you mean
hashtag
more like
white
part
craving.
of under here. This is the more like George, lift up your arm. Yeah.
There, see that. There's the Scream franchise on George's arm. With that really orange elbow.
No, it's actually red. It's actually red. It's actually red.
Oh.
Okay.
Stay off your knees and elbows. But I agree. It would be nice just to see more diversity in your final characters. I think.
Yes.
Because we don't get a lot of that, and it's always it's nice when there's a good surprise in terms of that, and I hope we get more.
I'd be happy for it.
Say a good one that because it was a duo in a sense. Sorry if you haven't seen it, but there was a Alien Romulus had a final android. David.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't was that the robot's name?
Prometheus.
Adam?
Oh, shoot. I'm thinking
David was
his real name.
David was
the one from
No, I'm talking about Romulus. I'm talking about David Johnson is the actor's name.
Right, yeah.
Sorry. I just couldn't remember the character.
There we go.
Name. And Romulus.
But,
oh my god.
I'm sure it was Adam.
Yeah. Fucking stand
Yes,
out.
and he was excellent.
Of that film. Mm-hmm. Art of that film. But yeah, it would be nice to see just more diversity in general. And we can ask for it. And the problem is, in order to also get it, is people also need to show up at the box office. Because if people don't, that's where it really hurts.
Yeah.
Hey, Scream diversified for 5 and 6.
Look what happened.
And got very good box office and got the best box office returns until.
Well, we don't know.
Asshole studios did their thing.
Yeah.
There we go. Yutaka, have you got a final one for us? Hopefully it's not a final girl because Liam will hate it.
Yutaka wants to see more white women survive.
You must have me confused with somebody else. I kind of already said the one about, please stop announcing your trilogies, all this.
Yes.
What I would like to see is if these studios who are paying all this money to buy a franchise, or like retain the rights, all this good stuff, can we start no, that's not really a trope. Okay, let me.
No, it doesn't have to be a trope. It's just things that are annoying you in horror.
Can we stop now? I think it's so well known. Everyone now predicts it in a lot of horror films. You've got a cast of unknowns and you cast a big name. You already know they're going to be like your first victim.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
And I'll even actually use now, if you haven't seen the show, that's on you because it's already out. But can we say oh god, the actor who played now David the android, Fassbender, right?
Yeah, Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
He shows up in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I was like, oh my god. Immediately dispatched. Like in the first 10 minutes.
Oh. Yeah.
That's not horror. But I'm just saying in general, you see that a lot to where either they come in at the very beginning and they're just gone. In horror movies, yes, they're most likely dead. Maybe in action movies, maybe they got blown up or something. I don't know. But I'm just saying, it gets so predictable. If you're going to do that, it would just be great if they just are some rando that just comes in, maybe says a line or two, and then has not, like, that would be funny because I'm like, oh, way to subvert my expectations. Here I am thinking, you're going to be the first one just, swinging from a tree, although that is still one of the most iconic ones to this day. Like, nobody saw that coming because of the marketing. But I think now we're accustomed to it.
Yeah,
exactly. So let's not do that. Instead, give them a really great, like, maybe a few scenes that just are like emotionally like has an impact. I don't know. I'm tired of seeing that. I really am, because it kills the vibes, because again, we're also in a very tech savvy. Also, we're in a world of scoopers and predictions and all of this. And so there's so much information out there, and
you always find out.
Exactly. So dude, maybe this is more of a way to say, hey, studios, get better about hiding your stuff.
Yeah.
But also don't, because I like to know.
You think that, but you won't let me tell you how the new I know what you did last summer is, but okay.
I know.
I literally asked you to tell us.
Oh.
And I got my information from someone else.
Yeah, which pissed me off because you could have just asked. Ooh. But anyways.
Oh.
Why?
Drama.
Maybe I want to chat to other people.
It's all going down.
Why can't I have other friends to talk to?
Because I've been wanting to talk to you about it, but you won't let me.
We can talk about it now. Well, not now, but I mean,
second we stop recording, I can tell you.
Quick, George, get your third one out, quick.
But yeah, actually, Yutaka, I agree. I do agree with what you said. I think there's definitely.
Yes.
And mine kind of leads in my final one, which I will do quickly, is can we have maybe more than one production company that gets the rights to everything as well? Maybe let's just have some other horror production companies out there that can also create good stuff. Let's not have everything, because eventually, if you
George said, "Fuck you, Blumhouse, I'm sick."
I didn't say any names. But I just think that maybe everything starts to look a little bit the same.
I will say though, sometimes
that
studio has saved some things. So
yeah, it's saved some things, but it's also destroyed some things at the same time. So
facts.
That's
100% facts. We'll see what it does with Saw franchise.
And let's all remember, she was built up from Paranormal Activity. So she's been going, and that's her.
Yeah. And
that's on period, Hunty.
That's on period. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've been letting us know if you agree or disagree with what we think's boring in horror, and also let us know in the comments below what is boring in horror to you. And also, this doesn't necessarily mean that you hate it or don't enjoy it. It's just something that you're like, we've done this now. Let's have something new, something fresh. And let us know what's that something new and fresh is that you'd like to see, something maybe that we are missing within the horror genre. And as always, you can like, share, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter, Horror Hour TV, also on Patreon, where you get the after hours and you get early accesses too. But if you don't do that, honestly, the like here, a little comment there, it does a body good. And for 3 of our bodies, it does us wonderful. So as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.